Hi everyone, it's Phil from Destination Vinyl. This is another in my series of listing my vinyl collection, and I'm down to 2 videos left. I think there's 4 more boxes left, and I said one of the reasons I was doing this because I entered all my albums. I found all my albums on Discogs for categorizing, and I missed a whole bunch. And case in point, I had 2 that were misfiled from yesterday that should have been in the boxes there. I have a local band from Vancouver Island. This is Skylark. This has the hit Wildflower on it. Don't know if any of you know that one or not. And I had Spinal Tap, Break Like the Wind. So they were hiding. With my wife, when we boxed all this up from my big room to come down here to the basement, my wife helped me pack them up, and I don't think she was fussy on alphabetizing, so that's okay. So we'll get on with the next 2 boxes. Today I'm going to go from, let's see, Cat Stevens, and I'm going to end up at Wishbone Ash. So we got a STW to do today. So, Cat Stevens, T for the Tillerman. And my favorite of his, Teaser and the Firecat. Catch Bullet 4. And so many of these albums I'm finding that, I've forgotten I had. I'm going to have to go back and play them all again, because, and this is Foreigner, because I just haven't played them in so long. I have so many, and I'm so far backed up on my to-be played list of recent purchases. And this is called Numbers. I'm going to have some fun respinning some old friends I haven't played for a while. Greatest Hits. I would love to get Greatest Hits 2. And the one song I really, really want is if You Want to Be Free. It's the song that he played a lot through the movie Harold and Maude with Ruth Gordon. It wasn't released on any albums. It's on his Greatest Hits Volume 2, although I do understand for Record Store Day in June, I think they're coming out with the soundtrack from that movie, so I'll have to see if I can get myself a copy of that, if my local Sunrise orders it. Al Stewart, Year of the Cat, and Time Passages. And then we get into Rod Stewart, Never a Dull Moment. And I like all his albums. I'm a big Rod Stewart fan. Gasoline Alley. This is one of my favorites. Every Picture Tells a Story. Smiler. Not a bad album. Probably my least favorite of his, but I still like it. Night on the Town. Rod Stewart, I think, is one of those love him, hate him type of artists. Footloose Fancy Free. That's my favorite. Yeah, Blondes Have More Fun. There are some rocking tracks on that if you get past the Disco Do You Think I'm Sexy song. The Greatest Hits. Tonight I'm Yours. This was a really good one. This is probably my second favorite. His Foolish Behavior. That's a really good album. Out of Order. And I do have more. These are in my to be played, because I'm so far behind again. I heard saying the same thing. This is Rod Stewart and Faces Live. And Atlantic Crossing. The Rod Stewart album. This one, I think it's just self-titled, yeah, just self-titled. And Camouflage. All of them to be played. Next we're going to head on up to me making a mess of this. Okay, local Vancouver band Stonebolt that were big back in the late 70s, early 80s. They put out 3-4 albums. That's their debut, and this one is Keep It Alive. Sort of a country rock type band. And I got one from them that I didn't even know existed. But that was called Juvenile American Princess. I just picked that up recently, so that's from my To Be Played box. And we got some Stray Cats, Built for Speed. And Rant and Rave with the Stray Cats. They didn't last very long. That fad sort of wore out. They were big in the MTV era. And Canadian band Out of the Prairies, Streetheart. Meanwhile, back in Paris. These guys are really good. I would love to see them live sometime. And Drugstore Dancer. Under Heaven, Over Hell. Pictures of the band. Kenny Shields, the vocalist, passed away last year, year before, I forget. Live After Dark, a double live album. That's really good. They do an excellent version of the Stones, Under My Thumb. And this one, Quicksand Shoes. And we got Greatest Hits album. And we get into, what is next? Styx, I believe, is next. Yes. So I think I have just about all of theirs. There may be a couple of newer releases that I don't have, because I don't think they came on vinyl. So Styx 1. And these again are not in chronological order. I've got to go through that. Man of Mirrors, or pardon me, Man of Miracles. Crystal Ball. Serpent is Rising. Pretty cool cover. Styx had some nice covers. Equinox. This is a best of on blue vinyl. I think that's blue vinyl. Yeah. And Masterpiece, Grand Illusion, Cornerstone, and what I think is my favorite there is actually, even despite Grand Illusion, is Pieces of 8. That was my first album of theirs I bought. I really liked that one. Paradise Theater. And let's see, in my To Be Played that I haven't caught up to yet. Double live album, Caught in the Act. Never did get to see them live, so at least I can hear them live. Styx 2, their second album. And I've only got 2 words to say about this one. Mr. Roboto. Yeah. Not a fan of that one. So we're gonna go through and finish with the S's here. Supertramp, debut album. Indelibly Stamped. Horrible cover. Crisis, What Crisis, one of my favorite covers. And one of my favorite albums too. Crime of the Century, masterpiece. Even in the Quietest Moments. Breakfast in America. And this lady on the cover, if you ever watch Svengoolie on MeTV Saturday nights, she's been in a few movies. Supertramp Paris, great live album. And I saw them on this tour when our brand new domed football stadium opened back in the 80s, or was it 90s? I think it was late 80s. This was the opening act with Bryan Adams opening for them. That was a great tour. Man, that was a great show. Brother, Where You Bound? And let's see, we got Sweet, Desolation Boulevard, their classic. I think everybody has that one. And over on my To Be Played, I think it's coming up next, you'll see over there is Level Headed that I picked up in the dollar bin the other day. Nothing else there under S. And we got the, this is an EP, Sway, Hands Up. Remember that song that was used in, God, I think it was Club Med. Club Med advertising on TV used that song. last box for today. I'm going to go from T through beginning of the W's. Oh, we got Temptations, All the Million Sellers, the Greatest Hits compilation. 10cc Greatest Hits. Not one of my favorite bands, that's all I really need from those guys. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Born to Be Bad. Live. This is one of those single live albums I just wish it had been a double. And why bother with a single live? I don't get that. Bad to the Bone. Oh, I'm puzzled. Mel Torme sings Sunday in New York. I don't remember having this. I don't know why I have this. Must have been in one of my blue moods. Toto 4. The only Toto album I got most of the songs on 45 singles. Then we get into Canadian legends. Tragically Hip, their first release, an EP. Road Apples. Up to Here. Fully Completely. And I got one in my To Be Played box that I haven't got to yet. That's Trouble at the Hen House. They're all good albums. Great band. T-Rex. Electric Warrior. We're gonna get... Oh god, yeah, I forgot I had this. See, it's been so long since I've gone through these boxes and played old stuff. I've been concentrating on the new stuff I've got. But I've forgotten some of the old ones. This is Trio, Da Da Da. This hilarious song. Triumph, Rock and Roll Machine. Classic Canadian album. And in my To Be Played box, I got Classics, the Greatest Hits. Progressions of Power. And what's this one? Thunder 7. Interesting cover. So I haven't heard those yet. And then we got a local Vancouver band, one of my favorite live bands ever. I've seen these guys. This is the most band I've seen the most. It's just a text alert. Trooper, the debut album. That's a killer of an album. Two for the Show, their second release. These guys are just phenomenal live. Knock 'em Dead Kid. Probably their biggest seller, Hip as Thieves. That had Round Round We Go and Raise a Little Hell on it. That came out in, what was it, 79, 80, 78. Yeah, that was the first concert I went to. See that tour. Yeah, I was in high school, grade 9. Trooper, Hot Shots, it's the Greatest Hits package. And Flying Colors, wasn't that impressed with that one. This is sort of a self-titled thing they came out with. Money Talks, wasn't that thrilled with that one. I was starting to lose a little bit of interest in their vinyl by that time. They were just, I don't know, they weren't rocking the way they used to. And this is a promotional copy, DJ copy of an EP, and this is called Hot Track, and it's got two songs. A new one called This Must Be the Place and Money Talks. It's another DJ copy. And their last album they recorded that I'm aware of, and that's The Last of the Gypsies, and I thought, well, I'm going to get it just because I love the band and it'll complete the set, and that's actually a really, really good album. And let's see, that's one of the bands that I wish had done a live album. They're such a kick-ass band live, I don't know why they never put a live album out. It would have been fantastic. Sorry, my morning tea. BTO side project after BTO broke up. Union on strike. It's Randy Bachman and Fred Turner in that, I think. Yeah, and Frank Woodward from Trooper. Yeah. It's actually not a bad album at all. And we got, again, local artist from Salt Spring Island, one of the Gulf Islands here between us and Vancouver Island. Baldy and the Hometown Band. This falls over again. I'm going to lose my shit on it. And before COVID hit, the last show we saw was an outdoor show. It was free. They have sort of an amphitheater here in the outdoors, what they call the Langley Event Center. It's a big hockey arena and multiplex, and you got skating rinks outside, roller skating rinks, and floor hockey and basketball and all that stuff, and tennis courts. And in this little amphitheater, before COVID hit, the summer before, Valdi came to town and did a free outdoor concert and played all his hits. Very nice man. Took an hour out and did autograph sessions and meet and greet and that sort of thing. And he signed this album for me. It says, "Hi Betsy and Phil from Valdi." Betsy's my wife. And this is called Countryman, and this is actually a this is on Hyder Records, so this is one of his early albums and a very, very limited release. They didn't print many of these, and he was surprised to actually see a copy. He took it out and looked at the vinyl and said, "Wow, that's in good shape. You must really like that album." I said, "Yeah, I love that album." And we had a good talk for a few minutes. Passport, this is sort of a greatest hits. Family Gathering, good folk artist, this fella is. This is just titled 1001. Landscapes, and yeah, you can tell I really like this guy. Hot Rocks, good storyteller in the vein of Gordon Lightfoot. Just good storyteller. Then we change gears and go to Van Halen, their debut album, Van Halen 2. I remember when these two albums came out, they just blew me away, these guys. And then, I don't know, they started getting a bit cheesy for my taste. Women and Children first. It's okay, and The Cradle Will Rock was a good song. I didn't really care for that album all that much. Diver Down. Yeah, I like their version of Oh Pretty Woman and Where Have All the Good Times Gone, Dancing in the Street. They do good cover versions, old Motown stuff. And then one day I was in the record store and I just saw this on the new arrivals thing, and well, I didn't even know they had a new album out. I heard nothing about it, no word coming about it, and that was Fair Warning. And I thought, well, I've liked most of their other albums. I'll give them one last chance. And this album, oh, that's my favorite of theirs. That just kicks ass. That album, I just love that. It's heavier than anything they've done before, I think. And 1984. I'm kind of tired of hearing Jump. It's on the radio every damn day. And, excuse me, some of you may or may not know, I used to be a DJ. I did a stint in a radio station once in the summertime, sort of an apprenticeship. And then I took to doing it myself part-time on weekends and the odd evening and things like that. People wanted to do parties, backyard parties, halls, whatever. I would haul some albums out and do it. And I only do it now for friends. I don't do it for a job anymore. It's just too much work. But when you're a DJ, you have to sometimes play stuff you don't like. And unfortunately, that includes the Village People. So you gotta have stuff that people want to hear. YMCA. God, I hate that frickin' song and Go West. But everybody wants to hear the damn thing. People get up and dance to it. And if you want a full dance floor, you play what the people want, right? And that way you get the party going. Joe Walsh. But seriously, folks. And the smoker you drink, the player you get. And there goes the neighborhood. And this one, I didn't know whether I was torn whether to put this under soundtracks or under the artist. I decided to put it under the artist since it's just them doing the album, and it's the soundtrack from To Live and Die in L.A. Great title track, great drums in that. And what do we got here? War, Greatest Hits. I thought I had that. So many albums I've forgotten I had. Let's see. That should bring us up to, if I'm not mistaken, who? Oh, Whitesnake is next. Oh, I guess I'll get into this with To Be Played Yet. Barry White. My wife loves Barry White, so I gotta have one of those. And Whitesnake I've got up there. Slide It In, which I haven't played yet. And I've also got from the V's Stevie Ray Vaughan, which my good friend back in Quebec, Bernard from Hitch a Ride, just sent me out of his personal collection. And Bernard, I still think you shouldn't have done that, but thank you very much. It's a fantastic album. I know it's on my To Be Played thing, but I've played it 3 times since I've got it, and I just love it. It's just a killer album. Okay, up there I'll also do this. It's a Y&T Alive album, Open Fire. I haven't played that yet, so that's all in my To Be Played. So we got, this is just self-titled, Whitesnake, and Come and Get It. That's all I got from Whitesnake. Their albums are hard to find. Like I said in the past, some of the heavy metal, hard rock albums, when they come up in stores, the few times they do, they're snapped up right away. They're so popular. The Who, I got a combo set of Magic Bus and My Generation. The Kids Are Alright, a compilation, that's a great one. And if you go on YouTube, you can find the movie of this, The Kids Are Alright. It's really funny. A lot of old footage, concert footage, and interviews with them. Meaty Beaty Big and Bouncy. That's again another compilation. That's a great album. Quadrophenia. Live at Leeds. Again, a live album that should have been a double. That's the classic Who's Next. Who by Numbers. Who Are You, which in my opinion was their last good album. It's hard. I didn't really care for this. And they had one after this that I had, but I just traded in for store credit at one of my record stores. I just didn't like it. I can't remember what it was called. But I sort of lost interest in them after that. Local Vancouver band, the Wild Root Orchestra. They do a great version of Town Without Pity. The dearly departed Amy Winehouse, Back to Black. Joins the 27 Club. Wishbone Ash, their debut album. Pilgrimage. And if it's your first time watching this series, again, I know they're not in chronological order, but I'm working on that. Argus, that's a fantastic cover. Reminds me of Roxy Music Avalon. This is Wishbone 4. And these guys were the last in-studio live concert I saw before COVID. They played the little Blue Frog Studios. 100 people in the audience. That's all it sits. It's just a recording studio. Just a fantastic live band. Elbow guitar is excellent. New England. Walked In. Number of the Brave. That's a really cool album too. Just Testing, and this is a promo copy. Classic Ash, that's the Greatest Hits album. For some people that might be all you need from the band, but I like them. I like all their albums. There's The Rub. Novo Calls. Novo. My friend Bernard could help me with pronunciation on that. No Smoke Without Fire. Front Page News, probably my least favorite of their albums. Not that great of album. Double Live Dates. That's a good live album. And this is Hot Wishbone Ash. Again, another greatest hits. And Raw to the Bone. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you for sticking with me, if you are still with me. What does that leave me? That leaves me, my next one is going to be Howlin' Wolf ZZ Top. And then I've got, excuse me, then I've got soundtracks, compilations, K-Tel, that sort of thing. I'm going to go through that just for my own purposes, because I've got to know what I got, because I know some are missing on my Discogs entries. So I'll leave you at that. This is kind of a long one, 26 minutes. So thank you for being patient. If you are still with me, have a good day. Talk to you later.